Hello friends, welcome to my review of my new Pulselabz Guardian chair. I thought it would be kind of cool to do a review of the chair since I've been using it for about a week now. So far, I really enjoy it. The headrest is kind of nice and comfortable. I haven't tried it without the headrest though. It comes with a lumbar pillow as well, and this elastic buckle thing, but for some reason, the elastic buckle doesn't actually reach all the way around the chair. So I don't really know where you're supposed to put that, or maybe I missed a step and I was supposed to put that on before putting the chair fully together or something. I don't really know. Maybe I screwed that up and that's my fault, but it's still kind of nice to just, stick behind your back like this and sit there, and then keeps your stomach kind of forward and upper back backward, keeping that nice curve in the spine, so it feels really good. Now, the armrests are fully adjustable in 4 different ways. There's a button on the back here, which you press to lower and raise, of course. Most chairs that are adjustable in that way can do that. You can turn them inwards and outwards, but only by 1 notch. You can't go any farther. This button here, you press to slide it forward and backward. And then this button here, it's a little finicky, but this button here, you push in, and you kind of gotta fight with it a little bit. 1 second here. See what I mean? Trying to do this with one hand is not really working either. There, okay. Once you get it, you can slide it outwards and inwards. So that's nice. Now, it does not have a stool on it, a fold-out stool like some chairs that I've seen do, but those ones are usually the cheaper ones. But the seat is so comfortable. It's got these, since it is a Guardian chair, it's got slight raised sides, but they're more like hills that come up gradually. And it's really comfortable in that regard. You still have the room to sit cross-legged if you really want to, which I do quite often. Of course, you can lower the seat and raise it as usual. It's also got this little tilt thing. So you push that lever and you can tilt it and you can rock backwards and forward. You can also lock it slightly back or whatever, and then it's kind of stuck in this position, right? To fix that, bring it up back. Press it again. There you go. Just a little lever you turn up to unlock it, pull down to lock it again. But of course, my favorite thing to do with this thing is I can travel into different dimensions with it. So that's really kind of cool. It may be a little bit weird to do so, but see, I can sort of travel into a new dimension if I do this, and then all I have to do is put my hands back and pull forward. Voila, I'm in a new dimension. Isn't it wonderful? It's the first chair I've ever seen that does that kind of thing, that has that kind of feature. And I think for the price that you pay, it's actually really cool. Let me just fix the interdimensional fabric here. All good. So now that the interdimensional fabric is no longer fighting with realities, God, it's confusing stuff if you ask me. The manual doesn't tell anything about this, so it's kind of hard to figure it out. But you get used to it after you play around with the traveling interdimensional garbage a little bit. But of course, you have to have an IQ of at least, like, I don't know, something like 3,000 or more to be able to start slightly understanding it. So I'm sure most of you have that. So yes, by doing this, you can actually lay down 180 degrees, which is very comfortable. You can basically use this as a bed. I mean, you might as well, right? If you're paying $300, $400 for a chair, you might as well be able to use it as a darn bed too, right? It's basically a mattress. No, I really love it. It's really comfortable. You can slightly adjust it as much as you want. It can even do this, which is unnecessary. Nobody wants this, okay? With my old chair, the armrests could actually lift up. They were attached to the back of the chair rather than the seat of the chair, and they can actually lift up and that kind of thing. And that was really nice. I really kind of miss having that feature, but the chair itself wasn't really adjustable at all. And the locking feature that keeps it from rocking backwards would randomly come unlocked, and that's why sometimes I would just be like, oh, God, frick. Because it would do that as I go to lean back, and then it just like falls and I fall backward, and it feels like I'm literally falling backwards. It's terrifying. So This chair definitely eliminates that, and because that old chair wasn't really adjustable with the back or anything, I found myself sitting forward a lot, slouching forward, and that's really bad for my back, and I get really bad sciatica pain constantly, and one of the reasons why, or at least that doesn't help, is because of the way I sit, and I tend to sit forward. This chair is definitely helping to eliminate that, especially with the lumbar pillow, because when my back gets really, really uncomfortable, I can put this back there, and it kind of forces me to sit, you know, backwards and not round the bottom of my spine. You know, if you sit kind of forward like this, you're rounding the bottom of your spine, and that's not very good, the lumbar. Because of how much room the seat has, you can still put your legs to the side if you're comfortable with that. Sometimes I do still. A lot of times because of the shape of the seat, I'm trying to kind of keep my legs more forward and flat on the ground. So it's definitely really, really nice in that regard. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a chair that's adjustable for ergonomics or whatever, if you're looking for that kind of thing. And Pulselabz has one of the cheapest gaming chairs out there, gaming office chairs, whatever, out there for a good value, okay? Most other chairs I've seen, they cannot lay down fully 180 degrees, although I guess that's not really that big of a deal, but I figure if I'm paying a few $100s for a chair, it better be able to be a bed also. And all of Pulselabz designs basically have the exact same features. You don't have to go and figure out, okay, well, do I want this chair that's supposed to be for bigger people or heavier people, taller people, or whatever, but it also has this feature which I want, but this chair that's for my size and my weight and my height doesn't have that feature. You know, you don't have to worry about that. They all have the exact same features. The only thing, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that is different with Pulselabz is that the Guardian chair, the biggest one they have, their Guardian chair has this tilting feature. Whereas I'm pretty sure, I could be mistaken by this, but I think their other chairs, the Enforcer and Challenger, do not have that feature. But everything else is exactly the same. 4-dimensional armrests, laying back 180 degrees. It's got the, obviously raise and lift. It's got the same foam, same stuff, just different designs. The different chair shape for comfort and stuff. So depending on what you're looking for, go based on that. Now I should verbally mention also that I do have a referral link in the description below. Should be very close to the top there. If you're looking for this chair, or for a chair like this, I highly recommend Pulselabz. They are very, very good quality chairs. The foam is super thick as well. It doesn't like press in, it doesn't make dents when you sit on it or anything. It will definitely last for a long time. So referral link in the description below. You can also go to pulselabz.com/r/DragoNate. You can also use the code PULSE for $60 off your Pulselabz Gaming Series chair. That code is not part of a referral from me, so if you want to help support me through this, you have to use my link, and then you can also apply the code PULSE. Now, since I've talked about all the things I like about the chair, I have to, of course, talk about some of the things I don't like too much. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a proper review. It would just be plugging and whatever. So, some things I don't really like too much. With the armrests are quite comfortable. They're nice and flat, and they will last a very long time. The main problem with my previous chair, regarding the armrests at least, because I find it very uncomfortable to have floating arms when I'm on a computer, especially since I like to, relax and slouch a lot and everything. It hurts, and it's not good for the shoulders and everything. I have a lot of shoulder pain up here because of, well, again, that aggravates it. So, with my old old chair, the armrest had foam on it, and there's, hard things from the actual plastic of the armrest that kind of stick up to help hold it there, I assume, I don't know. But the foam is kind of wearing down in one spot where my elbow likes to be, so it would stick up and jam into my elbow. And it's only like this much, but if you know the story, was it The Princess and the Pea? It's very uncomfortable. That tiny little bit hurts so much, especially if it gets like right in the wrong spot. If it's right in the muscle or right in the nerve, the funny bone there, then it really, really hurts. Now these ones, with Pulselabz, they are soft. You can push into them. So you can push into them kind of like this, right? You can see that comes in, and it's quite dense. It's quite hard. Now, the only thing I don't like too much personally is that they are so flat. It's good that they're soft, that they can dig in, but it would be kind of nice if they were a bit foamy. And of course I mentioned, you know, I like the ability for armrests to raise up and lower down, so they're completely out of the way from the seat. But I guess that would be kind of hard to do if you want the thing to be adjustable also. So not really too big of a deal, just a little nitpicking from me. Now this headrest is very, very comfortable if you are sitting here, but if your head is slightly down for whatever reason, it doesn't really work too well being in here. It kind of seems like it'd be one of those pillows you could kind of put around your neck a little bit. And you definitely could, you know, it could kind of come like this, but this doesn't really work. This is uncomfortable, and if you are laying down on it, the pillow doesn't work too well because my head sits right in the groove and then it just like pushes it upwards. Again, not really a huge deal, so whatever, take it with a grain of salt. When building the chair, you guys, if you saw my previous video where I built the chair, you can watch that up there. There was a little bit of frustration because of some certain things. A lot of it was probably my fault, but it just... It's difficult to put together. It's probably better if you have someone to help you with it, and if I did, it probably wouldn't be as big of a deal because the chair is so heavy and you're trying to like lift it up. Now, the box that the thing came in did not have any handles on it, which was very, very frustrating because I have a lot of stairs in my house, and it's also a very small house. It's a very narrow place. There's not much room to maneuver around. The stairs are pretty narrow as well. You know, I can reach both sides with my hands without even stretching all the way. So trying to bring this box that weighs like 50, 60, 70 pounds, I think the box said, I don't know, up the stairs with no handles on it, and it's a big arse box like this, was very difficult. I dropped it more than a few times, and I had to try and like stand on one leg, almost fell down the stairs once. So I really think that having some handles on there or something to you know, grab onto would be very, very helpful. Pulselabz, if you're listening to this, that would be extremely helpful, please. Back to building the chair. After I finished and it was all put together, I sat in it and I'm like, this is so comfortable. I love it. But see, I tried raising and lowering with the gas pump, right? Wouldn't do anything. I tried using the tilt thing. Wouldn't do anything. Nothing was doing anything with those levers, with the mechanism there, with the gas pump or anything. So I was extremely confused. I'm like, oh great, what did I do wrong? So I had to look up a video, and one video I found said something about pulling the cap off the top of the gas pump. I didn't remember there being a cap, and there wasn't. Okay, there actually wasn't. But I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. How did it go on if I have to take this cap off? So I put the chair back down, I tried to take the gas pump off, you know, the gas pump with the wheels and everything off, and it would not come. It would not work at all. So I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I just screwed up this chair and I can't take it apart to fix it now. So, but while I had the chair on the floor and the legs kind of up in the air, I tried messing with the levers again, and they worked. I pulled the gas pump thing and it just expanded right away, right into my face almost. So it started working. So I'm like, okay. So I flipped it back up, and now the gas pump works and the tilting feature works. So I don't really know why that is. Maybe, again, I did something wrong. Maybe it just needed to be shifted a little bit more or something. I don't know. But that was a little bit frustrating. And that's kind of my only gripes with the chair. So all around, very, very good chair. The only thing I would like, okay, is more color variety. Now, on the website, when you look, they have 4 colors. You can get in white, so the blue here will be white. You can get all black, you can get red, or you can get blue. I picked the blue because it's closest to green. It is possible, I did talk to them, it is possible to get green, purple, and orange, okay? But you have to kind of contact them directly, and it costs $60 extra, which I find very unfortunate. There should be more color variety in there because, you know, just blue and red, they're boring. They're the same colors everything has. You know, there needs to be more. I would have liked to have picked the green because green is my favorite color, but I wasn't willing to pay an extra $60 for a color. So again, Pulselabz, if you're listening, please put more color variety and don't make it more expensive for a color. I understand if people want to have patterns. I don't know if that's a thing you can do or not, but if people want to have a custom pattern for it, I understand that costing $60 more. But for solid color, I really don't think it should. So yeah, that's about it. Overall, really good chair. Referral link in the description below if you're looking for it. I should mention also, unfortunately, they only ship to Canada and the US, I believe. But it is free shipping, so, you know, if you're in Canada or the US and you want this chair, please use my link. That would make me very happy. I appreciate it a lot. And I apologize to my international audience because you guys will not be able to get this, I don't think, yet. It is possible that in the future Pulselabz will ship to international, but for now not so much. So, that is it. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little review. Yeah, it is definitely a very comfortable chair. So far it's helping my back feel a lot more comfortable. I'm sitting upright more, which is always very good. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, and God bless.